Say something in the chat, guys. Let me know if the chat shows up on my screen here. You're on there. It's in there. Chat view. Oh, there it is. Okay, it does work. Okay. What's going on, Sapphire? What's going on, Melissa? How are you doing? Doing in the chat there. Abe's in the house. Who else? Sapphire's in the house. How you guys doing? How we doing? How we doing, guys? How we doing? It's 9/11, guys. 9/11. Never forget. Reason to be happy, reasons to be sad out there, but there's always a reason to fly your flag. Okay, let's get keep the chat busy or something like that. Trivia questions. You guys always like some of the trivia questions I have here once in a while. What other company besides Safeway does Safeway own? Safeway and what other company? You guys get the answer on that one there? Albertsons is the correct answer. Hey, Linda, what's happening? I got a few more people popping in. Maybe the algorithm's starting to work here. I had another question for you. I can't remember what it was. 1 second. Oh, yeah. Every 5 honks, you hear. Every 5 honks, you guys take a drink, okay? What happened to my chat there all of a sudden? At 5, and then it went down to 1 person. Like, I didn't. There's no music out here. Give me your music violations. Anyway, maybe I got too close to the camera. A pretty decent place. Linda's probably seen it before here at the Canby Veteran Vietnam Memorial here. It's a pretty nice place. A little bit, they did go half staff here. Nice of them to make sure they went half staff. 9/11 and Charlie, of course. But they need to replace that flag. You guys like the background work for you, or should I go a little bit more this way? Linda's the last person talking. Anybody else out there? Like, what the heck? If anybody is in the chat or whatever, feel free to share it on the Discord or whatever. I don't have a chance to share anything from here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your day, having a good old time. Just having a flag wave doesn't help YouTube so much. Interesting. Nobody watching there, nobody else is watching. What do you think people are honking? Are they honking? Hey Euros, what's going on? Lost its mind? Yeah, it has. It's a crazy mind. That's why I'm kind of wondering why people are, if they're honking or whatever, it's always cool to honk. Are they honking because of the flag? Are they honking because they think I like Charlie Kirk, which I do? Or do you think they're honking because I might be a lefty because of the Oregon Ducks thing? Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Bruce, yeah. Nobody's deserved that. Exactly. So, is the view still good or not? Sorry, that view. A little bit off there. Some more trivia in the chat or something like that. All right, who is the most popular naval guy back in the Revolutionary War, guys? Who's the most popular naval hero, U.S. naval hero back in the Revolutionary War? And what did he say? AUD, what's going on? You can share it out if you want to. Who was the Navy guy? I don't think I've been flipped off yet. I don't think John Paul Jones. Yes, I have not yet begun to fight. Exactly. EOD knows what he's doing. No flip offs yet that I can see. I don't really look in the cards, but I don't think I've been flipped off yet. Here's another trivia question for you. Where did the Civil War start? What fort did the Civil War start at, basically? Where was the first battle? I heard something about that at Annapolis or something like that. There's also the DNC thing or whatever in DC. It was not a credible thing. So my conspiracy theory thing is thinking leftists are calling in a right-wing threat or something like that, you know, making it look like it's coming from the right, but it's really pretty close. Just my conspiracy theory. No, no, Fort Sumter. Fort Sumter. You can try to fact check me, but pretty sure Fort Sumter. Bull Run is Revolutionary War, if I recall. Could be my conspiracy theory. Might be right. You never know. I think it was definitely right for the DNC. The Annapolis thing might be something else. Guys, 5 honks, every 5 honks, you guys get to take a swig or whatever you're swigging. You're not Googling? It's all good, it's all good. It's funny. Anybody else out there want to try another silly trivia question? I'm at a Vietnam era Veterans Memorial here. Who was in charge of the U.S. forces throughout most of the Vietnam War? I don't even know the answer. You'd have to Google it. Who was in charge of U.S. command forces during that time? Yeah, the president. Yeah, Westmoreland's who I was thinking of. Yeah, Westmoreland. Somebody else is after him. Yeah, good. You know your stuff. You know your Vietnam. What's another good trivia question here for the? Hey, 6 people in the chat. That's cool. What else do I got thinking out there? Let's go to a different war. What was the operation called during the George W. Bush? George Bush Sr. Dad. What was the 2 operations he did in Iraq? What were they called? 2 different operations. One was Kuwait, the other one's Iraq. But yeah. I got 5 honks in. I got a total of 5 honks. Go and take your drink, guys. Take your drink, whatever you're drinking. Make sure it's legal in your state. What was my last question on that one? Operation Iraqi Freedom, and Operation Iraqi Storm, if I recall. Oh, Desert Shield, Desert Storm. Okay, something like that. Come on, man. Am I thinking of more of the recent one? I think that's what I'm thinking of. What's going on, Angel? How are you doing? Okay. I never entered Iraq. Yeah. We did enter Iraq, but we didn't enter Baghdad, I don't think, at that time. Or we didn't take it over. Anyway, what was I saying? Exactly, yeah. EOD's in there, I think some other... Oh, Angel also. Question, if EOD's still in the chat. Was EOD a grunt, a combat guy, a medic, a tech guy, or an officer? Which one was EOD? EOD can give you hints if he wants to. that narrows it down, EOD. That narrows it down, and just based on your shape and your hair or whatever, I'm going to say that you weren't a regular combat guy or something like it, not a grunt or whatever they call him. what footage. I'm not sure what you're looking for, but somewhere in the chat. Trivia question, if you will. I'm not sure if Abe's in the chat or whatever, but who was the 17th president of the United States? Who was the 17th? 1-7. God rides a Harley. What's going on? New footage. They got more footage and things like that. Good. 2 pictures, not a lot of footage. How you doing, God rides a Harley? Everybody in the chat, you guys wake up, 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 wake up. Chat working, guys? Is chat working? Somebody tell me if the chat's working, put a 1 in the chat. If the chat's not working, put a 2 in the chat. Wonder what option 3 is. Oh, Snooks is in the house letting me know the chat's working. Thank you. Make sure you're hanging around there. Cool. Everybody's good. Hey, Blenda's in the house. How we doing? Nice to see you. The Long Beachy Wave, you betcha. How are you guys doing there? Good. Back to 6 people in the chat. We will go back to trivia questions. Make them easy ones for you. Name 4 car companies. I can't think of anything else to ask. Name 4 major car companies. Preferably name ones that started in the United States. Come on, guys. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? GM, Ford, Chevrolet, Buick. That works. That works. That works. I was thinking you might say Tesla in there somewhere, but that works. Hey, Rochelle. How you doing? Nice to see you. Nice to see a few people out there. I appreciate that. Hopefully everybody's doing good. I've been on here almost 40 minutes. So, like me living. Hey, oh wow, Cat's in the house. Everybody say hi to Cat. She's a good lady. Except when she picks on me sometimes, she's not a good lady then. But usually she's a good lady. The Oxy Cat person there. Let's see who else is in the chat there. As soon as I can see the chat. Yeah, good to see everybody there. I haven't seen the latest news on whatever suspect you guys are talking about, but I'm sure you guys are keeping up on things there. Yeah. Cat's really nice to EOD, though. She's not as nice to me, but she's nice to EOD. Yes, that was another 5 honks, or at least I'll say it was. Right? So you guys take another drink. Some of you guys don't drink or something like that. Or some of you say you don't drink, but we can't verify it. But anyway, take a drink of whatever you're drinking or whatever around there. But anyway, Snooks is in the house. Everybody's behaving themselves for the most part. Yeah. Well, Snooks tries to behave herself, so give her some credit. Sorry, I don't have any music on, but if you guys want to turn on your patriotic music, feel free to turn some of that on in your background or whatever. I'm getting a lot of head nods. You know, you'd always see a few head nods here, like, yeah, I support you, but I don't want to hit the horn or whatever. You know, it's just all good. What's going on? You try to be good. You try to be good. Yeah, it's okay. Some people try not to be good. Could runaway honk on that one. Oh, it's nice, Angel. The sky looks nice today. See the sun right there? You can see it very well or whatever over there, but it's pretty nice. Oxycat, what the heck? Okay, forget what I said earlier, that Oxycat's not so nice. She's really nice. Okay, thank you. So, that's a good honk for you. Thank you so much. But I don't drink either, so I'm not going to take it any of that. The occasional White Claw, but very rarely. But anyway, thank you so much, Oxycats. I'll give you a high five. High five. Actually, that was 20, so I gotta give you 4 high fives. 1, 2, 3, 4. She always wants to see me dance out here too, but I'm not going to do a whole lot of dancing right now. Maybe a little bit of dancing, but there's no music to dance to, so I'm not good at the two-step. The last one was a school bus. K2, I got a honk from a school bus. I'm not sure if the bus driver was female or good looking or not, but that's a side point. What's going on? 8 people in the chat. Wow. Thank you, thank you. Oh, congrats on the Angel Heart, you betcha. High five again, thank you. Everybody hanging out. There's a like button down there. I'm not going to grift or anything like that, but there's a like button somewhere. I think it's down here. Just to let you know, there's also a subscribe button over there. Not grifting, just letting you know. right, that was another 5 honks, guys. Hit the like and hit the drink if you're drinking. You know, you don't have to drink anything heavy. Okay, I know K2 definitely doesn't want to drink anything heavy when he's driving. But anyway, so hit the like button if you want to, but you can hit your drink or whatever, water preferably. Okay? Who are you? K2's a good person. I don't know. Oh yeah, EOD's a redhead. And when I was talking about earlier or whatever, that Oxycat's nicer to EOD, there's a fun story there or whatever. They can tell the story if they want to. But if you see that EOD has red hair on his streams, Oxycat's the good reason why. I think there's a lot of small honks there that I heard. A lot of small honks. There's another big honk right there. Take another drink, okay? Your acting skills, from what I understand from talking to Oxycat, are not that good, K2, so I probably wouldn't go into acting class, just FYI. So you need acting class, but it really wouldn't help anyway. Just behaving yourselves. You better behave yourselves. Yeah. You can act silly. It's okay. You guys aren't chatting. I guess losing something to chat about. Okay. How much? How does the song go? How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Is that how it goes? Answer that question. I was getting it the last second. It's like, where's those honks coming from? What the heck? Oh, the truth about the acting skills that we're thinking of? I get a lot of honks here, guys. You guys got to keep drinking. EOD, don't drink too much or whatever, but, you know, take your normal drinks, okay? Not your special drinks, you know. Just take your normal drinks. Cat, make sure you're not drinking and driving. If you guys saw that twisting thing or whatever, feel free to clip it or whatever if you want to. You don't have to, but if anybody wants to clip that when I was circling or whatever, that's a pretty good clip, I think. Yeah, exactly. Force. Yeah, true enough. Just ice water. Yeah, you can drive with ice water. Although, if you're driving a long distance, make sure you plan ahead for rest areas. If you're drinking too much ice water, but make sure you have rest areas nearby. Somewhere to go to the restroom. Doing good. K2, be nice to cat. Be nice to cat once in a while. I mean, be nice to cat all the time. I've been going here, trying to get hit for 1 hour, almost there. You're always nice to OxyCat. Put a 1 for the people that know the OxyCat K2 thing. Put a 1 in the chat if you think K2 has always been nice to OxyCat. Put a 2 in the chat if he has not been nice to OxyCat. 1 for the K2's been nice to OxyCat. 2 for not so much. That's a lot of 1s in the chat. A lot of 1s in the chat. I gotta get my spam filter on there. Okay, if you say so. Looks like there's more 1s than 2s. Okay. That's a doggy over there. You can't really see it. You almost saw it. Wasn't there? You guys aren't chatting in the chat anymore. And we'll see it hit that 1 hour mark anyway. And they have another good trivia question here. Let's see another good trivia question. See if you can name 4 people related to Trump. 4 or more people related to Trump. Donald Trump. So you can't use Donald. Not senior anyway. K2, if you were out here, would you be a truck driver that honked or didn't honk or waved? What kind of? Your mom. My mom's not related to Trump. Okay. Stream Elements, how are you doing? Stream Elements is keeping busy. Nobody else is keeping busy there so much. But, okay, let's go. Melania, Don Jr., what else was I going to say? His brother, Don Jr.'s, the golfer girl, I can't even remember their names. They're not paying me, but if you get Smith Ford Hard Cider or whatever that was, who honked over there. Eric and Tiffany, yes. So Tiffany was one of the sons. Baron, yes, yeah, Baron. The granddaughter, golfer girl. Kai. That's probably enough. I didn't get a honk from the police, guys. That's no fair. Anson Knowles is not related to Trump. How would he be related? Is that the Anson that's in like Grid's buddy or something? Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day here. Make sure the flag doesn't hit the ground, of course. I know I should have folded in the triangles, but it's just gonna be old-fashioned style here, okay? Don't let it touch the ground. Don't let it touch the ground. Yeah, Kai was the name, yeah. I get a snack on the way home. What snack should I get? Got A&W over here. KFC. Burgerville, if you've ever been to Burgerville. Taco Bell and McDonald's. I was hoping there might be some people around or whatever to do little interviews or something like that, but it's kind of a area that doesn't get a whole lot of walking traffic. You know, sometimes bicycles will walk past this area. Check out the stuff over here, if you would. Kind of a Vietnam Memorial kind of area there. You see the flag at half staff, but I think they should have that flag replaced by the VFW, but the kind of the Vietnam kind of trees there. Check out this little statue thing over here, though. It tells the story of Vietnam, you know. It might be worth a picture if you guys want to do a screenshot. Maybe not. Panda, yeah. Have you guys been watching, looking at Panda Express the entire time over there? Yeah, that gets in your head. This is Canby, Oregon here. You can see the medic type thing there. And I believe that's the answer to the other trivia question about EOD. I believe he was a medic type person in the military. I forget what branch of the military, but if he's in the chat, he'll tell you. But anyway, cool little Huey up there. Not Huey Lewis, come on now. So you might have saw my flag, but it's wrapped in my hand. Anyway, guys, I will talk to you later. Alligator will probably try to come out tonight or see somebody's StreamYard or something like that. Keep flying the flag wherever you're at, you know, whether it's at home or somewhere else. Appreciate you guys watching and hanging out. I don't want to end it with my face on the screen.